Want to keep your engine from biting the dust at the racetrack? Well, you're in the right place. This video covers installing an Accusump Accumulator on my 3rd gen. These Accusumps come in a few various sizes. My brother's 3-quart is on the top, and my 2-quart is on the bottom. What size you choose is mostly dependent on how much room you have in your particular car. The 3-quart doesn't fit easily in my car, so I chose the 2-quart. Ideally, I'd mount the sump in the rear of the car, but I really didn't want like 10 feet of 10AN PTFE line inside of my interior or vulnerable underneath the car, so this firewall mount will have to do. To start off with, use Teflon tape to seal off the various fittings. You can activate Accusumps with just a simple ball valve, but it's a little bit annoying and cumbersome. I've used these on race cars before and definitely not something that I want to do. So I'll be using one of the Canton Racing electronic valves. This valve will activate when an oil pressure threshold is reached. In my case, anything below 40 psi. When the valve is powered off, it will only allow oil into the tank but not out of it, so the tank will still refill on its own but not discharge. The electronic valve uses a pressure switch and a few fittings. And again, if you don't understand what an Accusump does, there are a few good videos on YouTube that will explain it pretty good. I started by testing the valve. It uses under 1 amp, which means I can use some 18 gauge wire. The kit comes with this NPT fitting. Wrap the fitting in Teflon tape and do not use thread paste. This fitting is installed in the port that's labeled in. Snug up the fitting and repeat the same process on the other side. The other end of the fitting goes into the Accusump. Oops, it turns out the safety valve is in my way, so I'm gonna have to remove it, tighten it, and then reinstall it. I removed the safety valve and then tightened the fitting all the way, and then reinstalled the safety valve with some fresh Teflon tape. Next up is this pressure valve. Use some Teflon tape and tighten it down. The electronic valve has a 1/2-inch NPT exit. Most would adapt a 10AN fitting and run like a 90-degree fitting. But I'm limited on space, so I'm using this swivel fitting. Next up is the leak check. Use the Schrader valve and fill the tank up to 60 psi. Some soapy water helps detect any potential leaks. Let the tank sit overnight and it should have about the same pressure as it did 24 hours ago. Also note that the ambient temperature will change the pressure inside of the tank. Once you've determined there's no leaks, go ahead and bleed down the Accusump until it reads about 7 to 10 psi. Now the fun part, the wiring. And luckily the wiring is fairly simple. A 12-volt source goes to the toggle switch, then the toggle switch goes to the pressure switch, then to the electronic valve. The valve is then grounded. I started by making the wire that connects the electronic valve to the pressure switch. I cut the wire and then wrapped it in some sleeving. I used a 1/4 inch female blade terminal for this. I like to label every wire in my car, so this is no exception. A label and some clear heat shrink does the trick. This wire plugs into the pressure switch. The second wire is for the ground. I used a little terminal to go to my custom grounding bus bar. You can just ground this directly to the engine block or the chassis. The ground wire receives some sleeving and some heat shrink, and of course, another label. This wire will go from my switch to a 12-volt source. The Accusump is bolted to the firewall with the supplied band clamps. Make sure you only clamp on the ends of the tube, otherwise you'll damage the piston inside of the accumulator. After that, I routed the 2 wires through my firewall grommet. After digging through this wiring mess, I connected the electronic valve ground to my grounding bus bar. I already have a switch panel, so the Accusump switch already has a home. If not, you'll have to find some place in the car to mount it. The top wire goes to the Accusump and the bottom wire goes to a 12-volt source. The bottom wire on the switch connects to my 12-volt bus bar. In other cars, you'll want a wire that has power when the ignition is turned on and the car is running. Flip the switch and the valve will release oil, if it had any in this case. The clamps are torqued down. Some zip ties tidy up the engine bay wires. Next up is connecting the Accusump to the actual engine itself. I fit up a 10AN line with a straight fitting. With that line attached, I can see where I need to cut. The end of the line is routed to my oil cooler via a 90-degree fitting. And funny enough, I had almost the exact right amount of line that I needed. The fitting is tightened down, and of course, I always leak check everything. This 10AN cap is removed and my oil line is installed. So if you route an Accusump in the same system as a thermostat controlled oil cooler, you will need a one-way check valve after the cooler. This check valve keeps the Accusump from fighting the oil cooler flow. The oil flow goes out my engine block, to the oil cooler, to a one-way check valve, to a T-fitting with the Accusump attached, and then back into the engine. On my LS, I mostly used improved racing parts for this install. I installed some zip ties to keep the 10AN line from moving around, and all the fittings are then tightened down. Make sure that the Accusump tank has about 7 to 10 psi of pressure inside of it. With the valve turned off, start and idle your engine. The tank should start to fill up and equalize with engine oil pressure. If the Accusump is switched on with the engine turned off, it will start to discharge oil just like it should. What's nice about this system is that you can actually prime your engine with oil before it even starts. I kept the engine running to get it up to temperature and then checked for more leaks. I didn't find any, so that's pretty good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you stayed this long, please consider supporting me on Patreon and remember to follow me on Instagram for more updates.